Well, I'm quite excited this morning. I'm here with one of my favorite people, Karen,
Oh, thank
in
you.
the Philippines. And you notice Karen's got on some nice BYU colors this morning.
Yes.
Go
Yes.
Cougars! And so Karen's on our board of the BYU Management Society for Asia, and has really done a fabulous job in a lot of the social media, the newsletters you get. This is Karen and Rico. This is both of them that are doing this. The monthly newsletters we've been doing, the social media. This is all them. So I can't take the credit for that. This is really them in helping me do this. So I wanted to first of all introduce you a little bit today to Karen. Now, Karen, tell us a little bit about your story. I know you graduated from BYU Hawaii and you went
Yes.
home to the Philippines. So why don't you tell us
hmm
a little bit about that?
Okay. So, first and foremost, I'd like to go back to my childhood. My dad would tell me, "Hey, you're going to be Hawaii someday," and then my mom, on the other hand, would tell me, "You're going to a Catholic university in Manila, which was De La Salle University, which is one of the top schools here in the Philippines." And so I was thinking, like, "Oh, where am I really going to to college?" And I ended up going first in my freshman year in Manila in De La Salle University College of St. Benilde. I majored in business administration, major in computer applications. So I was thinking about, like, my dad telling me maybe had a vision. I don't know where it came from, but I was thinking, like, I'm not really sure if it's still feasible. And I didn't know that BYU Hawaii had a scholarship program, like a work study program. And so I was thinking, like, hey, you know what? I'm in one of the top universities in the Philippines. I'm okay with this. And I love the diversity that this Catholic university has to offer. I'm an active member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have friends who are Protestants, Muslims, and this is a Catholic university in the Philippines. And then my brother told me, "Hey, do you want to try to take the Michigan test and try out BYU Hawaii?" And so I was thinking maybe this could be it. Like, these are like my parents' vision. And so I tried to take the Michigan test, passed it, and then submitted my application at BYU Hawaii. And so it was a win-win situation for me, although I had to leave the Philippines behind for quite some time. What really hit me the most about BYU Hawaii was because of the diversity, of course, the inclusivity, and also because I was in one of the top universities in the Philippines, the cost of studying in Manila would be more expensive than if I were to go to BYU Hawaii. Just to give you an idea, this was back in 2000. So,
Okay.
uh, because of the IWES, which is now the iWork. IWES stands for International Working Experience Scholarship. There's a family contribution that I only needed to pay $600, as
Right.
opposed to if I was stayed in Manila, I had to pay $600 for a semester, which only consists of 3 months. And so that means paying $1,800 for a year. Multiply that by four, and so that's quite a big fortune in the Philippines if I stayed. That's when I knew that I wanted to go to BYU Hawaii, because I heard a lot about the diversity, and I get to experience living on my own. and and also because the Asian culture, the Filipino culture, has close family ties. And so, just to tell you briefly, I was 17 when I first
Wow.
attended BYU Hawaii. I've never been away from home. I've never lived on my own. It was my first time to be in an airplane, and it was my first time to be a working student. Like, it was a first time of everything. And so,
Wow.
but because I already had a year in college in De La Salle College of St. Benilde, I was able to transfer some of my credits. So thankfully,
Wow.
because of that, I only had to stay in BYU Hawaii for 3 years in college. So, whew. So
And
and
what did you graduate in? I was thinking too, like the moral of the story is listen to your parents. You know,
yes,
those are out there, listen to your parents. So what did you graduate in from BYU Hawaii?
I graduated in information systems, and I have a minor in EIL, which is English as an international language.
Great. Great. And since you
Yes.
come back to the Philippines, how has it been being a BYU Hawaii graduate?
It's been great because, you know, wherever I go, I have a BYU Hawaii diploma with me. I have a US diploma that I have something to show. In the Philippines, it's, you know, I believe maybe in other listeners can uh, relate to this as well. That, you know, people who are fresh graduates who are more employable would more likely come from those who graduated from top universities. And so
Okay.
here are, you know, we have top four universities, which we call it the top four. There's the University of the Philippines, Ateneo de Manila University, De La Salle University, and University of Santo Tomas. And these three, ironically, are all Catholic schools. And so they're used to, you know, receiving all these resumes of these top four universities, and then they see this, oh, we have, you know, we have graduates from the United States.
Mm.
And so for me, I believe it gave me an edge, uh, also to compete with my fellow Filipinos who are fresh graduates who have no experiences, but would like to kickstart with their work with a big company. And in my case, my first corporate job was for IBM.
Wow. Wow. So the moral of the story is that, you can graduate from BYU, one of the BYU schools, you can go home and you
Mhm.
can be successful in your own country.
Yes, exactly. I remember some of, you know, a lot of my Filipino friends were saying that I don't think I want to go home, or I'm not sure if there's something for me when I go back home.
Mm.
But the truth is, there are lots of opportunities. You know, just for people to see that you have a US diploma and you have something more to offer in their company and their plate, that's something they have never seen before. That says a lot. Like even in the church, my church calling, when I first got back, the bishop would tell me, you know, we want to see something we've never seen before, you know, some experiences you've had in Hawaii that you'd like to share with us. And so, and the same goes for attending when I was working for IBM. Like, you know, they wanted to see something different that they've never seen before, because it was their first time to see, you know, an alumni of BYU Hawaii.
So it's like I think it was it David O. McKay that had the
Yes.
vision for BYU, for a vision for BYU Hawaii, where he said, the students would go and then they would return, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like a bit of that same thing with the vision was that that basically that the students would attend, like, the BYU colleges, but then the
Mm-hmm.
purpose wasn't for them to stay in the United States, because let's be honest, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
many graduates in the United States. Instead, they can do more good by going
Mm-hmm.
home to their own countries.
Yes, definitely. I was talking to Lake Cummings when my family and I went to visit Hawaii in 2022,
Right.
and she's the just for the information of everybody, she's one of the heads of the alumni department at BYU Hawaii, and she told me that how the only way that we can fulfill David O. McKay's vision of, you know, that the from that we will be a part of the genuine gold, that we are that our influence will be felt for good, is if the second that we go home and we keep our promise that we'll go home after we graduate from BYU Hawaii. And so this will not be possible if all of the alumni will just stay in the United States. We need people to go home and, you know, just grow where you are planted.
Right, right.
Mhm.
He basically said, David O. McKay said, from this school, I tell
Mhm.
you, will go men and women whose influence will be felt for good towards the establishment of peace internationally. And then later during the dedicatory prayer, he gave further insight into the great potential of the place where he stood. We dedicate our actions in this service unto thee and unto thy glory and to the salvation of this children of men, that this college and the temple in the town of Laie may become a missionary factor, influencing not thousands, but tens of thousands, but millions of people who will come seeking to know what this town and significance are. So basically, he's saying that from this small town of Laie will be millions will be affected, and that will really happen through people going home. to
Yes.
their own countries and being the light of the hill of their own countries, right?
Yeah, and when I first heard that, it gave me goosebumps because, like what I said, I was a naive small town Filipino girl
Right.
when I first went to BYU Hawaii, and then there's like, and I was like in Laie, like, this will be my home. And so when I first heard that, it gave me goosebumps that, oh, so I'm going to be a part of this vision. And the only
Right.
way that I can be a part of this vision is if I go home. And to be honest, I never had any plans whatsoever during my stay at BYU Hawaii that I'll be staying in the United States. All I was thinking is, whether I'm doing secular or spiritual learning at BYU Hawaii, as I I'm doing this for the Philippines and
Right.
nothing else.
Which is the way that it should be. And with that also becomes the vision, that you've been helping out us with the BYU Management Society in Asia.
Hmm.
And through that, you've also been helping to be able to grow the Management Society throughout Asia.
Hmm.
I I love, some of the things that you've been doing is that, we were saying we're putting together this monthly newsletter. What I really love about Karen, I have to say to everyone here, is I told, her and Rico, I said, we're going to do a newsletter every month. They said, great. Yeah, good. Wonderful. And they really ran with it. And we've been doing it now since I think March.
Hmm.
And we really have this great newsletter that goes out. We're trying, maybe let's talk a little bit about that experience and maybe how that's helping you maybe fulfill this vision of helping expand throughout the world, like David and McKay talked about.
Okay, just a quick rewind again. Like, back to
Yeah,
after I graduated from
yeah,
college. When
right,
I went home, I there was no BYU Management Society.
right,
I didn't have any network of
right,
people, but I had to like I didn't know anyone,
right.
and and so I guess that's where I'm coming from. That's why I'm so dedicated with what I do with the BYU Management Society, because I love the mission that it has that is to go moral and ethical leadership around the world, and it goes perfectly with President McKay's vision that from BYU Hawaii will go forth men and women who will be ambassadors of peace, and of course that's
Yes,
part of growing moral and ethical leadership. And also, BYU Management Society it plays a big role in coordinating with the alumni associations, getting people to jumpstart with their careers. Of course, we have the launching leaders, we have the young professionals, which are and these things will definitely help the alumni to connect, with the graduating students. It's to connect everyone to make sure that fill in the gaps, of the BYU alumni associations, the BYU Management Society, and are from BYU schools who will be graduating to come home and help them to jumpstart with their careers through networking and preparing them for their jobs and interviews and how to be future leaders. And
also
so
too the
that's
business plan competition, which helps people start and grow small businesses. And I heard yesterday from Chet that Launching Leaders is starting a new program to help train entrepreneurs. So this is all the vision, which is helping people to grow in their lives.
hmm and not just growing in their lives, but also like what I said, grow where you are planted. And
Right.
hmm
Great, great. So I love that what you said about that, about the how the goals of the management society and what you're doing for us here with the social media and all the other
hmm
things really aligns with the goals way back at BYU Hawaii when Kate decided to come back as a student, not stay in the United States, really make Philippines your home and help the Filipinos and help throughout the rest of Asia. I love, I love that. I think you saw a bit of the vision of that. Maybe you could tell me a bit about the BYU Management Society conference we recently had in Manila and how that maybe impacted you. And I know your husband attended, you attended. We did a lot of Facebook Live for that to reach
hmm
out. Maybe you could say how that sort of like impacted you and how you felt about that.
impacted me a lot, I guess, more so of our audience, of our participants, because when you think about BYU Management Society, they think you need to be an alumni, you need to you need to have at least attended BYU, and that's the common misconception about the BYU Management Society. Or you need to be an LDS or a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so, as we talk to the people, and most of them, it was for the most of participants, it was their first time to hear about the BYU Management Society, and so it was a big and good exposure for the society in Manila, and to know what we do and how we can help them with their business. We had interesting and amazing set of speakers for the conference, and most of them are not affiliated in any way with BYU, and so it was a good experience for everybody to network and talk with people and find mentors, which is for me is very important, when most especially when you're starting your career.
Right, right. And to kind of connect with other like-minded people. And, some of the speakers, were really like inspiring. I know that the group in BYU Management Society Singapore who came keep talking about the Lighthouse Sanctuary, that talk, with the Filipino couple who's doing charity work, or, Elder Bangerger gave an excellent talk about morality and business. And, so did several others. It really, for me, it was really like an inspiring time to get ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have a pre-conference coming up now in Taiwan, which will be a Saturday. So those who are listening, if you could listen in and register, we'll get the registration out on that. And then we have a BYU Management Society conference coming up in Singapore in November.
Yeah, those are exciting.
And exciting, right? And so, it's a great group to be part of, the Management Society. Would you say that or not?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Like what I said, it's very inclusive, and
Right.
we're all about inclusivity. And that's what I love about the BYU Management Society. It may say, the name of the university, Brigham Young University, but we are inclusive. And just to and speaking of inclusivity, and in what I do as a board member for social media communications, and not long ago I featured one of my Thai friends, who was one of my neighbors in the halls or in the dorms at BYU Hawaii. She So imagine this: she's Thai, she's Buddhist, and she's attending an LDS school, and we're about the same age. I think she's just a year or two older than me, so I can only imagine what was that for her. But she had a great experience, and so we'll be and I'm excited for the other alumni that we'll be featuring and other students, and so that's how I can see the inclusivity. And also in during the annual conference in Manila, we've had a few who are not of our faith, and we of course and they did an amazing job in sharing
Yeah.
their knowledge, their skills with everybody.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. There was that one lady that was a TikTok star that was singing for them,
Yes.
which was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
a
Dog
great.
GG.
It was a great conference, and that's the thing of it is I guess that it's the BYU Management Society. I like to look at it as an organization where we help people to help themselves. Like this isn't an organization where you're gonna, we'd rather teach a man to fish than to give him fish.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so, this is an organization which can help improve your lives. Everything we do is free. We try to do everything free. We try to get great speakers that come in and give of their time, give of their knowledge, and basically they help us all learn from that. And throughout life, you need to keep learning. If you stop learning, then you're already dead, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Definitely.
can learn. Well, Karen, I'd like to thank you. Do you have any other closing thoughts about this? Has been a great interview and an inspiration from a young girl from the Philippines going to BYU Hawaii, coming back again, and doing all that you've done. Do you have any closing thoughts or feelings on this, or you'd like to tell our audience?
Well, if you see any posts on our social media platforms, that would most probably be me. And so
Yes.
I invite you to follow our social media platforms. We have a YouTube channel, of course. We have Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook page for more announcements. And for as my closing remarks, please, I encourage everybody to please come home. and serve our fellow men, regardless of wherever you're from. It's David O. McKay's vision will not be possible because if we don't come home and serve our country. And just enjoy BYU Hawaii, enjoy your stay there, and then when your time is up, just come home and serve. And the BYU Management Society will be here for you. The Alumni Association will be here for you. These will be your contacts in helping you to find jobs and jumpstart your career.
And you won't be left alone without BYU. You'll have the best of both worlds. You'll have your home world, you'll have your family, and you'll still have some of BYU.
Oh yes, definitely. And
You know,
yeah, and just to share with and also one of my takeaways is also I attended Brigham Young University Hawaii, and it talked about that about David O. McKay's vision, and for me it's win-win because I went back to the Philippines, started my career with IBM, and one big difference that happened to me was I was tapped as one of the main people to go back to the United States to transition some work from Merck in Charlotte, North Carolina, and and bring them here in the Philippines. And you know what they told me? You studied in the United States. You served a full-time mission in the United States. You know their culture, so you're the perfect person for us to take you to Charlotte, North Carolina, and take the process here in Manila in IBM. And so there are lots of opportunities that that will only happen to you if you come home.
that's right. That's right. That would not happen to you in the United States. That will only happen to you if you come home. So I love your thoughts. I love your message, Karen. I'm so thankful for all your service and all you do for us, for the BYU Management Society in Asia and for the Management Society as a whole. We love your vision, how you help us to be able to get our vision out there on social media and other things. So look for Karen on social media.
Yes.
Look for her on the newsletters. And if you have any questions, you can contact her through social media. You could contact her, through our newsletters. And just thank you so much, Karen, for being part of our board and for all you do.
Thank you, Anita. It's my pleasure.